What's good, everybody? It's your boy Waffles.
And your boy Maui.
And this is Couch Surfing. So, what's been going on, my guy? How you been?
Dude.
Recap real quick.
Recap, man. I've been going through a lot of work things lately. I think, yeah, there's been a lot of deals going on around my work.
Why? What do you mean deals? Like,
Just trying to get things squared away in order for like getting prepared for, post-COVID production, I would say. I work in the industry where I work in the food and beverage industry, we'll say.
you're a bartender, effectively.
Effectively. I am a bartender.
Yeah.
I don't know why you said that.
I don't remember his promotion status.
I've been working towards and I don't want to put this out there because it's not in stone yet, but I've been taking on more responsibility.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for making moves within the company itself, and within that, and we're just trying to upscale it in a sense. So that's been overtaking me for the last couple weeks, and it kind of consumed me a little bit. So my last week, we talked about it on your end. You felt like death the last few weeks. I was right there with you. I think we had this parallel connection or something. Cause I was right there with you in that shithole, dude. I was at one point I felt super defeated. It wasn't over one thing. I was just I just stepped out of it was a Tuesday. I just stepped out from it and I went, I just feel like everything has defeated me and I fucking give up.
Right, it just feels like you just keep taking these punches to the face and you're just I need a break.
I think I'm gonna go down on the next punch.
Yeah.
And I did. And I got up from the count.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And I think I'm better for it now. It was it kind of made me step back from everything and go, man, I'm stressing too much on this and I need to stress a little less. I've been putting too much worries onto priorities that are not as big as other priorities.
No, actually.
So I stepped back. I took a step back and I reorganized what I wanted to prioritize as of currently, because that's always gonna change.
Yeah.
And it's only been a few days.
Yeah.
But it's already been a better improvement now.
No, actually, same here, because over the past few weeks, right, with that class I've been taking, so I've been struggling with this class I've been taking right now, and the fact that I need to get a job this summer. You know me and working.
You work really late. You could be a barback.
I could be a barback, but I need to get one that's in my major, right?
Just get some shit that's for a country for a company out of the country.
No, right? Do it a quick India call center sort of deal. What's good?
Or just work at a tech consulting company based out of somewhere else.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. That's
Everything's going digital and online. You could.
Yeah, since you don't work hardware, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
You could apply anywhere. So,
but it's I've been stressing over sending out the application because I don't got the best application. I know what.
Do we want to revisit some projects that we kind of back?
Sometimes. So check it out, right? Over the summer, I think that's our move. Because
I think that's our move, but we have to stick to it, man. Because I think we did when we first proposed it was great ideas. We were just let's go gung ho, and then school hit us, and it was just
right. It was you need to also find time to actually start laying down some groundwork.
I think we were you and I were two soldiers with just swords, trying to take on an army of archers right now.
Right, yeah, we were okay.
We got 20 meters to get to them, but they also have bows and arrows, and we don't have a shield. Let's figure it out.
Okay. We'll dive in, and then the first arrow just went shoot. And I went, all right, we'll revisit this.
I feel it was Kendall, we have the reflexes to deflect these arrows with our swords.
Right.
First arrow goes right to our shoulder. The first sword movement goes right past the sword, just aims right at your chest, and you're just we need to step our shit up first.
You know that scene in Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. where it's he sees a person, he goes, left tibia slightly roared from the years of rugby that this player probably did. You could tell by a cauliflower ear that and all this shit, right? I felt we did that. We were all this is where we go, this is how it starts, and this is what the end product is, and everything else. So we were, okay, and then you took that first step, and then I just hit the ground. Not even got hit by an arrow. Just shoot. So, no, and plus, I've checked it out. So all the classes I have left to take are electives, right, that have the major electives, right? So computer science courses. And 3 upper division GEs.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to know the upper division GEs are fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Dude, no. What? Oh my god, what? The options I have? I was like, I either have to choose between studying the culture of another culture, or
I gotta study the culture of another culture.
right, like African dance or something like that, right? Or I take the most convoluted, like theoretical type of engineering courses. And I was just
You
like,
should do African dance to get ready for your wedding.
shows up to the wedding. And now for the traditional. How fucked would that be? Just a bunch of my family, right? Just ignorant black people. Just a bunch of black people.
You know what we should do? We should join a community college and go to like every dance class that they have. And so each person at your wedding wears a different outfit resembling that style of dance.
So basically, what? How many groomsmen do I get? Like 5, 6? As many as I
As
want.
you want.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what the rules
So
are.
then for like each groomman, it's just like a different choreographed like dance. I want video to be interpreted that. Yeah,
I can just imagine.
Why didn't you just say like Bollywood dance?
No. 'Cause this is.
I can just imagine.
There's the camera. I wanted to show everybody what it would be like.
What do you got? What do you got in your mind for vanilla? Let's see it.
Alright.
I think you should do interpretive dance. That's some shit you would do.
Nah, but
This
you
is-
would do it with a straight.
Vanilla. This is vanilla. This is my vanilla impression.
Hold up.
This would be my vanilla impression. But it has to have an object. You know, so like in physics class, they have those spinning little turntables. He's standing on that, and he just goes like this. And just rotate. Yep, that's it. That's it.
You have to include the 360 no scope from.
I don't think
And then at the end of it, it'll say, "Fuck bitches, get mine."
Yep.
That's it. We win. We won. That's the winner.
My family's gonna be like, so that's that guy. Oh, that's gonna be great.
So that's his.
That's it. Steve, what dance would you like to do for my wedding? If I'm African dance, right? I feel like I
I
should
could see
do
Steve
like,
doing like the salsa or some shit.
actually, yeah, I gotta understand, right? Cassie's family are all Latino, right? Puerto Ricans, like you gotta be ready.
Bro, let's be real. Cassie's fucking white.
Listen.
He's coming for the cuts already.
Nah, listen, right? Listen,
Get the,
By the
the
way-
first time I've ever heard him reference Cassie.
Now that you guys have finally met, so
Yeah.
I was telling her about you guys, and I wanted her to meet you guys. I knew it was gonna be a great interaction.
I've been waiting to meet, so yeah.
And I was waiting for him to have some cuts like that, but he just keep it quiet.
I mean, I
He
know
was being
most people I just meet though.
He was being respectful. You didn't have to cut into her.
Yeah.
You could have cut into him.
Yeah,
I asked him, I was like, you just look like you woke up.
That was some lightweight
stuff.
cut,
Yeah,
bro.
that's weak stuff.
Bro.
Yeah, but
Talk about
That's some
like
Tupperware
assassin
shit, bro.
video. You know what I mean?
Right.
Video sitting
Come from
back
the
all
shadows.
quiet, right?
Come from the shadows, didn't see it coming.
Right.
Your neck was snapped, and you like kind of your head's already turned around, but you still got cognition there.
Like it's like
Tone
when
down
Neil
a
walks
lot.
up
Okay,
to
also, it's not like your girlfriend is like Nina, where I would actually
No,
roast
that's
her
what
on.
I'm saying. Right? Like Vanille didn't even talk to me. But he walked up and one day just went looking crusty. Just walked away. That's a fucking assassin strike.
Okay, I'm gonna give Steve some context. So, we were at Chris's house, and me and Nina spent the night, and we were all playing like some cards or something. And she was like leaving, and we were like, "Oh, where are you going?" She's like, "I'm going to a birthday party." It's like, "You're gonna go looking crusty like that?"
But he had not talked to her like that whole time.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?"
That was Vanille acting like a civilian, and then out of nowhere, the hood comes up, his blade comes out, stink, and he's out of there. He's hiding in the haystack already. Like that was that right
You're
there.
like Eminem from 8 Ball, where like he came up, everybody was like, "Oh, this bitch ain't got shit to do." And anyway, just drop these bars in that way. What you got? What you got? Nine. All right, go ahead, go to your party. It's not like you gave her any helpful hints. You weren't like, brush your hair, maybe take a shower. You were like,
No,
no.
she was like, "I'm gonna go take a shower." I was like, "Good."
I'm just saying, like,
Dude, if you really wanted to like cement her to hell, you could just be like straight up like, I smell some. Yeah. Like
you know,
straight. death cut right.
I feel like I don't have rose for Kendall though. It like ran out. There's like
I know,
There's like no
It's just because you look at me, you already see him defeated.
I think Vanilla has like cycled through his like.
Yeah, I'm just like I've done this one.
Yeah, the encyclopedia of insults he has for you has been exhausted, and he's like, I don't want to be unoriginal anymore, so I'm just gonna keep quiet. I need a new experience.
You remind me, you know who you remind me of? You remind me of like Kenpachi, right? From Bleach? The guy with the eye patch. You know, Kenpachi, right? He just shows up. He's all like, hey, what's good, nigga? Like, but like, not excited like that. You're more like,
What's it?
bitch.
Legit.
And then he takes that eye patch off, and then everybody's like, wait, what? And then it's just like, end your career, and while I'm at it, let me just go ahead and rewrite your social security card.
This is Kenpachi. This is Kenpachi and Vanilla in your description.
Right.
In a good like setting that we can visualize. Like if we know Kenpachi, he's that guy that like he's a fucking badass. But every time he runs into someone, they think he's nothing.
Right.
And it's just like, I like that. Let's run with that. And next thing you know, your head is lopped off and you're cut up into like a million pieces.
Right. They're like,
I'm still nothing. All right, let's roll with that one.
Right.
What are you?
That's what happens. You walk.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And everybody's like, who's this fuckboy?
And then he just goes straight for the jugular.
He just goes straight for the jugular, and then he tells your girl everything that's nice about her, like a Drake album.
I was gonna say, Vanilla is a great surgeon. He's like a very like tactical surgeon because he'll cut the jugular, he'll sew it back in, keep you alive, give you some blood, and then he'll cut the other one.
he'll like literally destroy you, like emotionally, and then be like, but wait, check it out, right? You my homeboy. You know you're good, right? Like I've been with you your whole life. I know you can handle this. I know you got skills, right? Like Kendall, remember, you're the smartest dumbass I know.
My reasoning with like back when
That's me stitching.
When I used to insult like Scott and stuff, I was like, see, I'm preparing you for the real world, okay?
Not like
We're building calluses here, okay?
But this is Ken. This is Vanilla on a real like friend group, like close circle level. This isn't Vanilla on a normal level. Vanilla will ease himself into that.
Yeah. I feel like there's very few people I just roast straight off the bat.
Vanilla isn't.
Unless you just look hella goofy or something.
Well, most people you know, right? They ain't got the skin.
Vanilla is the quiet infiltrator, and then he's the fucking craziest assassin. Because you're just like, who killed that person? It's just like, I think it was Vanilla. Like, Vanilla exists? Yeah. Not in a bad way, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, Vanilla just came out with the cuts like that? I didn't even think he knew you like that. He was just gonna go for the jugular.
Nah, dude. Vanilla's like straight up, like the moment you let down your walls and you cry, right? He looks at you like be like, all right, I'll pick you back up, and just so you know, don't let that happen. All right, you ain't out here being a bitch.
Straight up.
All right, if you gonna roll with me, you gonna rap. All right,
uppercut, and then you're on the ground. He picks you up. He's like, yo, we're not gonna let that happen again. Like that.
Right. Now, see, I punch you in the face because the next time some motherfucker tries to punch you in the face, you're gonna be ready for it.
You remember that feeling. Remember you don't like it.
Right. Remember that shit. Alright, remember this.
Like some reverse.
Also, I love you.
I do it because I love. Do it out of love.
Do it because out of the deep kindness and respect that I have for you. That's been like stitching you back up, right?
Your face is looking like Obito's mask over the stitch. And he's just like, don't worry, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work.
We got this. We're okay. Yeah, that's. But it's what we need in life. You know what I mean?
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Like without you, man, I'd still probably give a fuck that my roommate doesn't like my sleeping schedule. Now I'm like, fuck it.
Well, I presented Vanilla in a much better lighting to Celine.
Oh, wait,
and then just now.
How do you say her name?
Celine.
Celine? Oh, yeah.
And so
I kept thinking you were saying Celine, like A.
Celine. Like Celine Dion.
Yeah. It's
we'll have to talk.
Is it because that's how it's spelled?
No. It's other things. Anyways.
Okay.
But I was telling her about Vanilla.
Yeah.
And again, it was in a much better lighting. Same with you, much better lighting.
Always.
But like you're already like I was like, he's bubbly. She goes, okay. Like that's all you gotta know. She was like, okay, I got it. I'm like, you two would get along. But with you, I'm like, Vanilla, he's more of a hard ass. Like he'll tell it as it is. Like he's a real one.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. I'm like, he's like the opposite of Kendall. She goes, okay. And I'm like, don't worry, like, he's a great guy. And she's like, okay, cool. And then, like, today is like, I introduced her, I'm like, Vanille will cut the throat. She was like, what? Vanille will cut throats in 10 days. She's like, and then you were like super like,
Then you came
you
out
were being
here all
super
like,
respectful.
Wait, I don't remember that.
hello.
I wasn't like doing
my
that.
taxes.
It wasn't like I was doing that, and then you go and like, what the fuck is wrong with your? And he just starts going in.
It was like, who the hell?
Like,
I
that's not what the expectation was. But you were like, I was like waiting for like, I was not gonna lie, I was waiting for you to come in because the interaction between us three is always something to spectate. There's always something going on.
I think she stayed longer if you were there. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, for sure. If she was here to like watch the podcast go down, like I don't think any of this would change. Honestly.
Yeah.
I love you would forget you're still sitting.
Yeah, no, I would be like, I was like, oh yeah. So I would actually be like, hey. Oh, I
She didn't want to
decided
say
she
it.
wants to be a part of the podcast. But like, yeah, dude, like that's just, that's how it is. And that's why you do interpretive dance at my wedding. So, why are we talking about this again? We were talking about...
Oh, because you had the choices for your electives.
Right. And then I was like struggling with like school and shit.
This is
Like,
like,
I remember now. Because we were talking about updates and you were all like,
yeah.
So,
This is reminding me of like season 1 podcast, but it has such a better energy to it.
I was thinking...
This is like, when you were a little kid and you used to watch those cartoons that are like, if you didn't remember what happened last week.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, like,
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, for real.
Goku stood here for 6 hours.
He's still walking up to Frieza.
Okay, actually, no, check it out, right? So my roommate Johnny, 2 things I want to say about it. 2 of my favorite things about it, right? 1, he is just now starting to get into the anime world. Goku's his favorite character. So, and you know how I'm a One Piece fan, right? So he's always like, Luffy couldn't 1v1 Goku. And I was like, listen.
It's debatable now.
Well, actually, yeah, the fact that he's a god now, yeah.
For debate now.
Right, like, because Goku's whole thing is like, and I gave it to him because he's new, he's a fleshling, right? I'm not gonna end
You're not gonna
his career.
shatter his soul yet.
Right.
Don't break it. Let him be.
Yeah.
Let him blossom, and then once the sun becomes a little too hot, then you burn him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then the second thing is, I'm his first black person. He finds me hilarious just because I'm black. Like, I walk into the room sometimes, he just sees my face and he like lights up. He's just like, hey, you're home? And he sees my hair, he's like, look at it. We watched the Medea movie, and he was like, I'll pay you. Have you guys seen the new Medea movie?
Yeah.
No, the new one, no. So the new one, there are these 2 scenes, right? 2 scenes where the first scene is when this, British couple, or not British couple, this British family comes into Medea's house.
Yeah.
And she says, why are you guys getting your knickers in a bunch? Right? And every single black person in the house goes, oh, hell no, I know she didn't just say what I think she just said. And then Grandpa Joe, right, the male that Medea played, right, like Medea's male counterpart, it's just like, I know she didn't just call me a nigger in my house full of niggas. Alright, I know she didn't just do that. And he's like, I'll pay you $20 to buy a blue jumpsuit. Right? Zip down with the white wife beater right under it. Dress up like that to recreate that scene. And then he's like, I'll pay you another $20 to do this other scene where Mr. Brown shows up at the house. He eats edibles and he's wearing like a tie-dye flag around his neck like a cape. He's in like these super colorful underwear, and he's just like, he's like, I'll pay you $40 for those 2 scenes, just so I can have them on my phone, so I can look at it when I feel sad. I was like, wow, I love the guy though. I'm gonna go visit him. He's gonna take me to a gun range sometime.
Oh, there you go.
Is it Don't the rest of your roommates watch anime?
Sort of. So Emilio's my age, and he watched the classic animes.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then Robert likes the the animes about pop idols.
Oh, okay.
Like So and So Live and
I kind of understand the genre. I don't know. Like,
I don't think
shows
I've seen
from
it.
it. I know
Yeah,
the genre.
I never watched one either. It's just not my vibe. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I did start watching the new season of Shield Hero, and I read the manga.
I was gonna say I'm kind of on the manga, so
Oh, you got?
yeah.
How's it going right now? I dropped off during Spirit Turtle arc.
Okay.
There was too much text. I couldn't read it all.
Oh my goodness, dude. I like it. I love the series, but man, sometimes it's just all text box.
I know, right?
And little action. Like it's not action, but it's just like little imagination of what's going on. It's just like reading. You're just like just give me the book at this point.
Yeah, at that point, right? Like just.
We went with an interesting direction on it, and I kind of I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's like
Have the four heroes finally started getting along yet, or are they still like?
it's taking a weird spin, man. Like
I have to read it.
you have to read it. I don't want to spoil it because like it's a weird spin. I'll have to put it that way.
All right, I'll watch it. Dude, you saw that new chapter of Mashell, right?
Oh, last week's?
No, like a couple weeks ago with Punch Squared. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen like they've had a couple of chapters after that.
Oh no, I've been waiting.
Okay,
you know.
But yeah, the punch squared. He's like, okay. It's like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 60, yeah,
No,
60,
yeah,
32, 64, 128. He's like in the millions. And you're like, oh shit.
Right. He punched that man to the end. Like, I love that so much. He was all like, why am I getting smaller? He's all like, because I'm moving so fast, I'm moving a bucket faster than I'm moving a bucket.
I wish that was like an actual feat we can achieve.
Right.
So the premise, like, what we're talking about right now is this dude is in a world of magic, and he's magicless.
Yeah.
Well, kind of like Black Clover.
sort of like Black Clover.
Like, kind of like Black Clover, but they do it in a cooler way because, like, if you don't have magic in Black Clover, no one gives a fuck.
Right.
But in this, like, you have to, like, it's a requirement. It's a birth requirement to have magic. Or else you're, like, executed on the spot.
Yeah.
It's like Spartans, old school, like Sparta.
Yeah, like
if you were not born a good baby, they would literally cast you to the wolves.
Yeah.
Because it's like they bred warriors.
Yeah.
So this dude, he fakes having magic because like it's demonstrated by having marks on your face or like lines.
Yeah.
So he fakes one on, but this fool is like a freak in the gym, like martial arts, anything physical. Like he's a master class at it.
Yeah.
Like beyond like a level, like beyond capable level, One Punch Man level. Kind of physical strength.
Like everybody, like, you know, so how in Black Clover, right? Like these Toss is ripped, but like they gave him the anti-magic ability.
Yeah, they
so,
gave
like,
him
that's his like main skill. Not this guy. This guy's whole thing is just brute forcing it. Like this one dude, he had the ability to all physical damage he suffers is sent to his avatar that like basically like heals him.
Okay.
So he was like, So then I'm just gonna
I just overwhelmed the avatar.
it's like if I literally just punch you to the point where your avatar breaks.
Like imagine a stat bar, and the only stat that has anything is like attack or in defense, and it's maxed out.
Yeah.
Like magic, intelligence, all that is at 0.
Right.
Everything is
Strength, endurance,
HP,
like
attack,
all
and defense,
Yeah.
and battle prowess, max, beyond max. And this, like, there was one scene. This is what we're talking about. He's fighting a dude who's a water affinity magic guy, and literally can turn himself into water.
Yeah.
And he can't punch water, so he just literally takes off, waits like Rock Lee,
and
he just grabs a bucket, and he's just like, okay, I'm just gonna take this and just dump it off the edge of the wall, like edge of the.
Yeah.
And you don't have any more water anymore. Like, literally.
But the way he did it was amazing because he didn't just
It's not
run,
one,
dump. He moved so fast that there was just a line of him passing a bucket to himself. Like he would be like this.
We're not
like some flash shit.
Jumping. Yeah.
No, exactly. We're not talking like 1 second a bucket spill, like a bucket pour. It was like milliseconds.
Yeah.
Out of like femtoseconds.
Like just a blur.
You're seeing after images of this fool just, like you said, handing buckets to himself, doing like a fireman's line, just dumping water.
But it was great because he's at the same time the water guy's fighting him, right? And he's like, "Why am I getting smaller?" And then he looks over and he's like, "Wait a second, you're over here. What the fuck are you over here for?" I love that manga.
It's such a good. I don't know why it's so good.
It's just because I love mangas like One Punch Man, where it's just they're brute forcing their way through it. But like they're doing it morally correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel weird like when you see the actual show after reading it?
Mash doesn't have a show.
So, but in like general though.
Honestly, I stopped watching a lot of anime because I was
still
reading it.
Still watch it?
I recently just got back in because Spy Family is another one Shonen Jump's manga that just got an anime adaptation. I think that one's just that one's different.
So how
if I watch, it's only for specific scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Like the person who wrote it just sells it to like a production place?
So
Essentially, the way it goes is like the artist will usually so manga or an adaptation is started off by either story, so like you have like a light novel, and then that turns into like a manga and then an anime, or sometimes you'll go straight from manga to anime. But you'll have an artist who will start a project, and people who will get on board with what the idea is, so you'll have multiple artists working on a single manga project, right? If you have someone drawing out everything for One Piece, it would never be finished.
Yeah.
You have someone have to do the background, someone doing the background characters, doing all the side effects, sound effects that are like visualized, right? Mm-hmm. And then if that has a well enough popularity in whatever field it's doing, usually it's in Japan, obviously. Then they'll go, okay, can we sell this to like an animation team?
Yeah.
Because they already have a lot of the works, like, oh, the characters are already drawn out. Now we just have to make the scenes in between this one to this one that makes sense. Yeah. It's like filling in the gaps.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like, and then like at that point, it's kind of like a contractor sort of deal because like they'll go to whichever animation team. Mm-hmm. One even says they'll animate it, and then for the right price.
It's just like TV, right? Like, do they want to renew it? No. Okay, now it's like a free agency thing. Like,
yeah.
Do you want a different animation team to renew it?
Like One Punch Man.
But they still technically have like free will to change stuff.
Sort of.
Yes and no. It depends on the contract they have with the animation team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So like Attack on Titan, the manga, and then the last season of the anime, I think are slightly different. There's some slight differences that change that aspect. It's like how people say like, oh, Harry Potter, the book and the movies aren't the same. Same kind of concept. Like you can get this general gist of what they're trying to portray, but like the whole overlying concept they are trying to portray is not quite met in the manga as it is, or vice versa.
Like you remember that anime Soul Eater?
Mm-hmm.
Like so that one, it's supposed to be getting rebooted soon.
So a different house is doing it, like a different production house?
Well, yes. Yeah, exactly. A different production house is doing it, and this time they're actually going to be following the manga because the original anime didn't really follow the manga to the same extent that there was because there was a lot more explanation on like.
Soul Eater was hard though. That one felt very kiddish. Out of them all, that one felt more PG than the rest.
Yeah. For what it was.
Even Gurren Lagann felt more like. Gurren Lagann felt more adult-esque than Soul Eater.
Yeah.
And look, Gurren Lagann was very PG-13 as well.
No, like I could have if I had a kid, right? Like I could let him watch Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like
I think that's the first one I'd want him to watch. Like
I feel like that's
strive for your dreams.
You know, like how you
grab the spiral and start digging a hole.
No,
like you got a giant ass hole in your backyard and shit.
Well, I mean, if he wants to
if it accomplishes, if it accomplishes his dreams, he can dig as many holes as he wants.
If my kid has to drive, I'm not gonna say he because I don't want to sign gender rules to my kids.
Guy, bro.
but like if my child right was like watch Gurren Lagann and then went okay idea I'm gonna drill a hole in the roof and actually accomplish like a clean hole, I'd be mad, but I'd be like
we're gonna fight.
Keep that mentality.
We're gonna fight anti-God. Boy, I will be right there with. I will be the fucking head. What's it? Lord Genome.
Yeah.
Lord Genome's head. I'll be right there with you, boy.
Right, like at the end of the night, I'll be like, hey, check it out. I got this. I got your back.
That's the thing. I'm gonna be your hardest obstacle, my son.
What anime would you not let your kid watch?
Well, aside from you mean like
Elfin?
Before they hit high school. Before they hit high school.
You mean okay? So like, check it out, right? So like,
Dragon Ball's okay, I would say.
I let
it
them
has
watch.
good stories.
I don't think any anime that I watch really has cursing too much.
It's not
It's not a. I wouldn't like
There's
watch.
definitely like graphic images.
I wouldn't let my kid watch
Graphic
like
images.
Hellsing.
Watch
Hellsing, no.
I wouldn't.
Goblin Slayer, no.
No, definitely not.
Elfen Lied, no.
No.
Even like Akita, no.
Oh, definitely not. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there's like a good handful.
What about,
Even
like,
like
the classic
Death Note,
ones?
even Death Note,
That's
I
a
would
little
kind of
dark.
be like,
That's a little
you need
dark.
to be a little more like cognitive for that
yeah.
one. Like,
That would have to be a post high school.
Like,
Not
that's
trying to have
not-
no school shooting.
there's some where it's just like the concepts,
Are
if you
just
don't
dark.
understand them, you're gonna get the wrong idea of the anime and you're gonna carry that into your lifestyle incorrectly and it's gonna wreck everything.
Like I wanted to let him watch. What's the really famous one? Show it.
Not Demon Slayer or Demon Slayer.
No, the one with the giant robots and the angels.
Evangelion.
Evangelion. I wouldn't
Yeah,
because he's gonna because my
Yeah,
kid's just gonna.
He's
get
gonna look at the
really
wrong part and
confused.
he's not gonna
Yeah.
understand what's going on.
I will make. I don't like Attack on Titan that much, right?
Isn't Attack on Titan kind of like a graphic?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna make my kid watch it as they get into high school to teach them about disappointment.
I was gonna say, I think Attack on like
Because they're gonna watch it, they're gonna get really attached to some of those characters.
I would want to like give them an entryway into those animes.
Were
I don't
there-
want them to watch it without like that supervision of knowing what they're taking out of it. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like what are you taking out of this? I just want to murder big giant ass fucking like behemoths. Like no. That's not what we're
That's
doing.
not the goal. Is watch what Levi does and see how much of a literal badass he is.
Right.
And then see what Aaron does and recognize he's a pouty bitch.
Do you think you watch any animes too early? For you personally.
For me personally, if
No.
any anime I watched too early, Elfin Lied definitely watched too early. Only
I
because
never watched it. I saw scenes.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, I went through this phase where I did like explore the anime world. Because right, you hit your gateways like Bleach, One Piece, and you're like, this isn't so bad. And then you find that niche of like Elfin Lied and like all those like
But Bleach
horror.
was still on Adult Swim, right?
What?
Bleach was still on Adult Swim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
But
Bleach.
those are still like less like Elfin Lied would never or Lead would never go on Adult Swim. Like that is like some like X-rated, but in the gore category.
Okay.
Right. And
Like I only watched Elfin Lied because I was talking to one of my friends. And I had just watched like I think Cat Girls from Another Planet. So I was like, yeah, I want another fan service anime, and so they fucked with me and went, here's Elfin Lied.
Oh.
They're naked the whole time. And I was like, oh, fucking dope. And then I watched like the first 5 episodes and went, they don't even show anything. I didn't even know, like I wasn't paying attention to the plot.
And then once you start paying attention to the plot,
I was like,
Well,
oh,
like,
this is fucked.
There's scenes because like it's hard to miss because there's scenes where you're even if you're mindlessly watching it, it's just the screen is full of blood and you're like you can look down, look and go, what the fuck? I thought I was watching anime. What is this?
Another anime I won't let my kids watch, at least until they're probably in high school, is.
High School DxD.
I
Kinda like
can't. No, that's just fair because like if I let them watch that, like 7th grade, 8th grade, they're just gonna become creepy.
Little fuckers.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, they're just gonna watch.
I mean,
those
shit,
movies all the time.
people are already getting creepy with the freaking Naruto stuff and the sex scene of Jutsu.
Hey, listen.
Honestly, I would start with Naruto Shippuden first,
I
and then work backwards to Naruto. If that was the case.
Shippuden's not that crazy. It's just you have to think more.
Shippuden, I was gonna say Shippuden takes it to that like chess level.
Yeah.
Naruto is like, okay, let's build you guys into this world, and then Shippuden's like, now let's take this to chess. Now we're playing chess.
Right. It's like genuinely all of Naruto it's perfect for what it is, and it's you watching this kid become a man. Right?
Yeah, it's going through the strife of being isolated in a village and having to deal with that isolation in his own way.
I think Naruto would be like good to just teach people how to like treat others.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. But then Naruto Shippuden is more about like what does the man do with the power he's claimed for himself.
Yeah, now that he's found his resolve, like he has to match everything else to that resolve because like the first half of Naruto Shippuden, he's still trying to gain all these fucking OP like skills that he gets like that are useful only in like the last like quarter of the series.
Yeah.
They're only used for like side quest shit.
Right. Like
He fought Pain, and that was like towards the end of the series, right? And he was like, that's when he became a sage.
Where it's like all the top 5 battles happen in the last like 20 episodes.
Yeah. Like before Wait, was the battle between Gaara and Rock Lee in Naruto?
Yeah.
Yeah,
During the
that
Chunin
was during the tuning exam.
Right. Oh, and by the way, just sidebar. Two things. First, I was thinking I might start smoking weed before the podcast again, just cause like the old days. You know what I mean? And second,
Let's try it once.
once.
Let's try it once and we'll go from
Yeah,
there.
we'll see where it goes.
That's your
Right.
prescription.
Hopefully you're not too tired when you show up.
Yeah,
and
right.
knock you
That's
out.
your prescription.
And then the second thing is that battle from Rock Lee, like our generation watched that as kids and went,
Oh, dude.
that's the goal.
Well,
Right.
that was like the straight.
That was amazing though.
Dude, that's the Match L, like, One Punch Man kind of thing. Where
Right,
it's
where,
like,
like, he-
when you're born in a world where you cannot do your best in this world that everyone else has some kind of niche skill and you can't find that.
Yeah.
Okay, focus on something else.
And then
turn
maybe-
that into your badass power.
And they made it hella hard for you to pick between who you like, just because both of them have like kind of sad stories.
Right, but then, right, if you go to Naruto Shippuden, right, like Guy Sensei, the whole time, you knew he was cool, you knew he was strong, right? He's like Kakashi's equal, right? That's
what they say.
That's what they say. That's what they say. But then Homeboy went up against, what's his name?
Madara.
Madara, he was like, listen, alright, I'm gonna let you know this before we start the battle. I'm gonna run this shit. You don't think I'm gonna run this shit? And he was like,
well, that was the funny
no way you gonna run this shit.
That was the funny part though too, because like even in that series, up until that point, everyone was like, "Guy, what are you smoking? Like,
Right.
This guy is literally looking like a god right now, and you think you can handle? Like, no, we're gonna handle this like a team." He's like, "Bruh,
He's like, yeah.
sit the bench real quick, my boy.
They're like,
Watch this.
take a breather, take a breather.
I've been waiting for this.
Right.
I want to die this way."
Because like everybody else was all like 8 gates, 8 gates. Bro, I was all like, first of all, you're lying to yourself if you think 8 gates, 8 it honed up. like you think 8. If anybody else had half the determination to learn 8 gates, fucking it wouldn't be like this whole like, oh no, I'm stabbed. like everybody else gets hit by like a kunai, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Fucking Rock Lee gets hit by he gets hit, he gets thrown, he gets everything. He's like, 8 gates, motherfucker. Like, I came here ready to die.
The best part was when like Madara was like, "Oh, this dude is kind of tough."
Yeah.
Dude, he
He's like, "Oh,
was
shit."
like, I love that.
It's like one of those things like fucking guy said say ate shit, fucking cat. Straight up, bro.
fucking cat. You tell me if somebody went like I really wish fucking because not even my roommate is like, my roommate respects like Guy Sensei to the point where he's not like, he couldn't 1v1 Goku because he understands the one thing and about whether or not Guy can 1v1 Goku. Okay, Guy is twice the man Goku will ever be.
100%, dude.
Like twice.
This ain't about getting who's gonna kick whose ass. This is about manliness right here.
Right. And the other thing I wanted to say was, the first anime my child will ever watch, assuming my child is a boy, right, or a girl, actually, so yeah, it doesn't really matter.
She's Dragon Maze.
No, it's space dandy. It's always he needs to they need to understand I named them either Dandelion or Dandy for a reason.
You know what? I think I'd have to get them started early on these, because that shit's gonna take them forever.
Actually, okay, have you heard the theory about One Piece now? Like the current theory about where it is and what it actually is?
Mm.
So the theory goes, you know, the Skypiea arc, right?
Yeah.
So so after what happened with Luffy in the latest chapters,
Yeah.
people have been going off
I know.
saying like Skypiea actually now is the most important arc, because in Skypiea that's the first time you're introduced to the idea of the sun god.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
and then he does Luffy at the end of the Skypiea arc when he's dancing around the flame. He's doing the dance that the sun god is depicted to do it, right? He's like this, right?
Dude, if that's true, the amount of fucking
Okay, but you're not ready yet. I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna be weird, right? Second thing,
Go ahead.
on the manga, the actual book, right? That Oda put in these 2 things, right? These 2 like kanji characters, right? That translate to One Piece, or like translate to something, but then if you rework their more traditional phrasing, it states "I am here." right?
Mhm.
It's saying it's here. So you know how in Skypiea they had the golden city in the right eye of the island, right? Because you know when you take the whole picture of Skypiea, it makes a skull, right? Second, you notice how in every single other pirate symbol where someone's missing an eye, like Zoro or like Don Flamingo's crew, or even Laws, I believe, right? It's always the left eye that's missing.
Yeah.
That's because the theory goes, the Golden Island, right, belonged to the right-hand man of Joy Boy, right?
Oh.
Because the story of Joy Boy goes he was betrayed by one of his crewmates, and that's why he died. So they believe that the Golden Island belonged to Joy Boy's crewmate, and then the left side of the island held Joy Boy's kingdom, and that they killed him because he was gonna get rid of the red lines that was separating quite frankly.
Yeah.
So now they're saying Skypiea is the most important one because Skypiea's left eye is actually the island that houses One Piece, and where Laugh Tale ends. But then the location of where they say it's at is kind of weird.
It's kind of convoluted. Yeah.
It's kind of because they say it's underneath En's lobby.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that one where they said it's underneath Eddie's lobby.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems
That one sounds harder of a stretch.
Yeah. Because the way they put it to me is if you take the D in the Wheel of D and put it in front of En's lobby, it says denies lobby.
Denies lobby.
That's where I was kind of separated from it. But Skypiea makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, that has a little more backing to it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Man, the way they tie, and that's where I was going with this. The way he ties in, because Skypiea was like the third. It was the third big arc, right? Because it was like the first series where he's like Lockdown was like the end of the first arc, and then he goes into Alabasta and he goes through those islands and chains of islands in that series, and then it goes into Skypiea and then it goes onward from there.
Yeah, from the Water Town, whatever. Water
7, and then
actually no, it was the Thriller Park.
No, that was no. It was
because it was.
Did they get Brooke first or second?
That's what I'm trying to remember. So because they got Brooke before they got
Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and then it was
Usopp. It was Usopp.
So it was Luffy, Zoro. They met Nami, and then she ran off.
And then
they got Usopp. Then they got Sanji, and then they got Nami, and then Robin, Chopper, and then Robin.
Yeah.
And then it was Frankie.
You think it was Frankie first?
Yes, because they saved Robin, right?
Yes.
And then they got Brooke.
Yeah.
They got Laboon, or they met up with Laboon, or they learned about Laboon and Brooke's history, and then it went on from there.
They had met Laboon
and then they got separated from the archipelago, and that's when it became Marineford, or they held down the Marineford, and then we get caught up with the current era.
Yeah.
It gets more streamlined that way.
I think there's also for a lot of so you know this, they did do this new thing with One Piece where since they know the anime takes forever to get caught up, they did this thing where they just reanimated the key points of the first 10 seasons into 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So that way with the better animation.
Are they planning to end it or not?
So that's what people
I think they're coming
confused.
to it because now they're starting to unravel a lot of the question marks a lot of people had. Where they were like, they can't end it yet because they still haven't covered this, and this. And by doing what they've done in the manga so far, they've kind of already just made everything go, oh, all arrows are pointing in this direction.
Right.
So it's instead of going on this this scavenger hunt that everyone thought it was gonna be continuously going to, it's now we're all focusing on one point. It's coming towards it seems like it's coming towards a conclusion.
But yeah, because
what's up, buddy?
Because so not only are they now on the island where the poneglyphs were ever made, right? The people who made the poneglyphs, these indestructible blocks, right, were made here. They met Zunisha, one of the crewmates of Joy Boy, apparently, right? because and he's
or like affiliate.
Right. He's an 800-year-old elephant with an island on his back.
Yeah.
And
he's like the second largest thing in the world, in that world.
It literally goes Grand Line and then Zunisha. Like,
Yeah.
But also while they're doing this whole battle to take down Big Mom and Kaido, that will be then 2 of the 4 current emperors of the sea.
Yeah.
Right.
One of them's trash. The other one's somewhat of an ally. So it's like.
Right, but now we don't know because he might be a celestial dragon.
Right. So here's what we don't know yet so far. Is like we don't know what's gonna happen after this, like what the direction is. We have an idea.
Yeah.
But like we know the characters left in play are world government, the Celestials, which is all tied with the world government, and Shanks and Blackbeard. That's the only encompassing thing. And then the only thing left from that is the One Piece itself.
Yeah. But after getting the poneglyph from Big Mom's island, they're only missing one more poneglyph for the complete tale of Laugh Tale.
Right. It's coming to an end.
Yeah.
I would assume I can't make that as like a confirmed statement, but I could make that as like a presumption from what I've been witnessing and what's left, unless he pulls some like Boruto shit out of his ass and he's like. New character.
Right.
But
it'd be like,
I mean, they do a great job with that by throwing it into a movie spin-off where they're like, oh, in this little like inch of time that you guys didn't really pay attention to or that we didn't capture, you know, he fought Douglas Bullet or he fought Z or he fought.
Yeah.
And we'll turn it into a movie.
Yeah.
And we can make it canon or non.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. Like, make it a movie, see what everybody says, and then you can gauge how much more time that movie will buy you in the manga. But like they've been just coming. It's recently they've been closing a lot of books, like the 3 global weapons.
Yeah, they're finally starting to pin down what it's starting to mean and what. Yeah, it's coming to a lot more of statements instead of questions.
Yeah, like they explain why so many people understand this whole story that's going on, because apparently there are like I think 3 or 4 people who can either see the future, see the past, or come from the past, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of things kind of surrounding it, which is like that they're finally just saying like these are the explanations you've been waiting for, but they also at the same time have a lot of other questions they still have to answer.
Yeah,
but there's not.
It's hard to say though, because like it's hard to say in One Piece, because like you could say it's coming to an end sometime, but man, the writing that they do takes a while.
Yeah.
Like the way they convey everything, which is like it's necessary though, because like it's taken how many, like almost 1,100 chapters plus or so.
Yeah.
Plus or minus, give or take.
Because like you gotta understand the real like big thing about the newest chapters is they effectively went, oh, for the past decade or more, we've been thinking that Luffy's devil fruit was the gum fruit that made his body into rubber.
And now it's like now they just dropped a whole, like the biggest plot twist. But it's not so much because, I feel bad for this part, and I hope like, in this case, the artist Oda doesn't ever have to look through YouTube, because so many millions of people are like, this is what it is. And I kind of hate when people make like theories and they're correct.
Yeah.
I really hate that, because I'm like, man, now you just ruined the spoils for everybody who is like waiting for that hype drop.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Like
as much as I love like how much goes into it, because I go into it as much as they do, but the fact that they're like, this is what's going down, I got this, I pinned it down.
Right.
I'm like, you probably did, but man, how much did you just ruin that for like a lot of people?
I know. I really hope I'm wrong about the Skypiea thing, but like it makes so much sense now. But even if I'm right about it, it's not like
it's not going to change my perspective on watching it. It's just like for outside people who are like getting into it, it's like, oh, I already know everything now. I don't really have to want to get into it.
Because that's where I ended. I only ended it because I was like, what does this mean for the One Piece? And then they were like, well, it means that it's been the same theory people have had for decades, right? Where it's like the left eye of Skypiea is where One Piece is. We don't know what One Piece is. We don't know what's on that island that made it so dangerous that it needed to be erased from history. But, you know, it might be there. I think that's cool, but like now that they're changing now that they finally released the true form of Luffy's devil fruit, which was the Hito fruit.
Yeah, the Hito no Mi. Was it Nika Sun God Edition?
Yeah, Nika.
Spoilers! Sorry.
Yeah, spoilers if you're not watching. But like,
He's got it. If you guys didn't catch that spoiler, it's already produced.
we'll just do that real quick at the beginning where it's like spoilers ahead. Or that plays at the beginning. But yeah, it's a big deal for like me and Steve because we've been here for years.
Yeah, I've been here from the start of it.
Did
I didn't start it because it started in '99. I think I got it was like my gateway for sure because I watched it on like it was like on WB. It was like
Kids WB.
Yeah. They just had like an episode, and it was so bad because like Sanji had a lollipop instead of a cigarette, and it was just a kid like.
It was so bad.
Because I think Kids WB had all the Shonen Jump shows.
Yeah, but they kiddified the shit out of them, man.
They did, yeah.
Like no blood was dropped, and none of that. Like all the fighting was like boxing gloves and shit.
When Zoro faces Mihawk for the first time. So again, this is the only props I'll ever give to Bianca in my life. She is the reason why I watch anime because I didn't know what anime was.
Yeah.
I thought you knew what anime was in middle school.
No, I didn't really know what it was called. I knew it was like Japanese cartoons, but then she was like,
"Oh, you didn't know there's something that existed beyond the one group."
Yeah, she was like, "Check it out. This is how I watch anime," and she was like, "Google the anime name and you type watch online," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I spent literally an entire summer just in my room watching every single One Piece chapter.
That's the hard
part.
That was the hard part. Was like having to get yourself caught up. If you don't do it early, then like you're like
like
that was you, right? You went, oh, that's too many fucking episodes.
Yeah, I'm not watching One Piece.
It's a lot. That's why my roommate
it was already a grind to just get caught up with where I left off when Naruto finished it. Like,
my roommate got to the Skypiea arc, and then he was like, it takes so long.
It does. Well, the way they do the anime too, they do such a great job. Don't get me wrong, but like, man, you're like one episode and it's just like they talk.
Yeah.
Next episode and you're like they're still talking. You're like, fourth episode. Oh, they're finally going somewhere. All right, interesting. Let's see.
Like the Don Flamingo, just the Dressrosa arc. Lord,
that was the blue balls.
That was the blue balls.
Blue balls.
Yeah, I was sitting there reading this arc. I read all these backstories of all these characters that they're never going to bring back.
Yeah.
Right? Like the guy in the bib. Like his was the only backstory that even stood out to me. Right? Because it was the only one that was really sad.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. He joined the family to try to help his wife. Because his wife lost a baby that mentally she broke, and then so he started dressing up as a baby to make her feel better. But then she died, so he never stopped dressing up as a baby.
Forget the memory. It's deep. It's
It's
so
just
funny
like-
because like it was a huge meme, but it was like a emotional meme because it was like when you make fun of this character and then like it's like when you realize his backstory and like everyone's like all crying and fucking like
Right, because when you see him, you're like, who's this fucking guy dressed up as a baby? This makes no sense. He's covered in women, by the way. Like women are like, oh, Miss, what do they call it? They're like, Monsieur.
Oh yeah, Senor Pink. Was it Senor Pink?
Yeah, it's Senor. They're like, Senor, because he'll like grab clothes off. He'll like rip clothes off their body. Not even look at their body. Just wrap it off, use it as a napkin, and then give it back. Like, and they're like, oh, it's so sexy all the time. And he doesn't even look at them because he doesn't give a fuck about them bitches because he misses his wife. That's why. That's
love is real.
Right. But that's one of like 8 different backstories they gave us, and that's the only one I listened to. And then after sitting through and reading all of that for weeks and weeks.
That was a dense arc though, because we had so many characters that were introduced.
Yeah.
We had to literally go like, here's a grand fleet, and like this is all the people that Luffy fought in the Coliseum.
Right.
Now we're just gonna have to just like compress them into one big group, and we're just gonna like throw them through the window.
So basically, they said like when we make it to the end, and Luffy needs people to help fight an actual war.
I think it's I was gonna say it's gonna
Marineford.
be like a world. I think it's gonna be Marineford too.
Because there are people.
It has to be. It has to be.
There are people in Mariotas right now that are like, are you checking out what Luffy's doing right now? Like, are you updating it right now? Like, I love that shit where they were like sitting there and like the kings are all having their conversation, but then you have like people who went with the kings that are like, have you read the newspaper today?
Yeah.
You know Luffy's fucking it up over there, like, right? Like, and they're like cheering him on in the background. Like he already has all these allies literally waiting to take down the celestial dragons on a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
You know? So, oh dude, I saw this funny.
I'm actually. excited because I know they have to do that in sometimes.
They have to bring him back.
They didn't give him a Grand Fleet for no reason.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to fight the world government on that scale of Whitebeard again. And I think it's gonna have to be like a Whitebeard thing, where it's like, oh, we're gonna have to have an allied force of gonna be the law pirates. Like it's gonna be everybody versus the world.
Right. The way I see it is, it's literally he's gonna get this arc finished. Right. The world's gonna recognize who the fuck he is, and then the elders in Mary Joa, right? I keep saying Mary Joannis or something, but Mary Joa are gonna basically be like, with this, he should have all the poneglyphs he's really missing to know where fucking One Piece is. And
also the Revolutionary Army.
Revolutionary Army, they still have to deal with that because they need to explain what the fuck his dad's doing.
You can do an easy tie-in though, right? Like just go straight into like the Revolutionary Army, Luffy's Grand Fleet, and everybody else. They're just gonna go on against the world government, and they'll do the backstories and like all the backdrops from there.
I really don't want them to do that. I can't handle that much backstory.
No, I can't either, man.
Because they did.
We're right there too. We're gonna do what we usually do, and it's gonna be one of those things where we just tail off. You know, they did what we didn't want. I'm over it.
right. Because genuinely, again, just those we did. We went through all that just so we could be like Gear 4, and we were like, oh, and then I was like, okay, so basically Luffy's unbeatable now, and then he got his ass whooped in Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
And Whole Cake Island too, I like that arc. Mainly,
there's a but there.
Yeah, there's
definitely. Because I'm right there with you. I liked it too, especially the Katakuri fight.
Yeah.
But man, a lot of the things before and after was like.
Right.
It was extended.
It just didn't need to be the way it was, right? Because they were only there to get Sanji back, and then they were like, you know what else is here? Bijij. You know that guy you met for 2 episodes 6 seasons ago? Yeah. Like the mafia guy that you met once. Who got his ass handed to him by one admiral. Like you know what I'm saying? But that I felt like that didn't need to happen. They weren't out here for Big Mom. They were never out here for Big Mom. They were like literally Law was like, help me take down Don Flamingo, I'll help you take down Shanks. And Luke was like, deal. And then he was like, oh wait, before that I need to go get my chef. And then he did. Mm-hmm. I also don't know how I feel about Sanji's new powers.
Oh, the super suit?
Not the super suit.
Where is my... I know you heard out. Where is my super suit? I like the fact though that there's that rejection of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's like new power? Bet! He's like, nah, I'm not getting rid of my humanity for this.
He was like, listen, check it out.
I'd rather be broken and dead than be tied in with those fucks.
Right, because he was like, wait, when did I become bulletproof? He's like, no! No, I don't want to be like those assholes. Those fucking emotionless bitch assholes. His dad, however, I'm glad they made him who he was, because he's a dick, but he's also a bitch. Like he's a wholesale bitch.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't even put up a fight. There's no fight he could have put up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sanji, who is a regular person, at least at the time of that arc, straight up went, I'll save my family just because I'm a badass, and then I'm gonna fuck with Big Mom, so you're fuck with Big Mom, and then I'm gonna bounce and drop this on your head and let you deal with it.
Well, the dad is he's an archetype in fatherhood of like that parent that's like, I wasn't able to achieve my greatness, so I'm gonna have sons and make them achieve my greatness for me.
Despite whatever emotional trauma I deal with them.
They did that in My Hero, right, with the Endeavor, and now they're like, now they're turning it into an arc, which is amazing.
I'm excited for
that.
that.
That's exciting.
That looks interesting.
But with that one, you're just like, fuck that guy, he's a schmuck.
No,
you know what I mean? Like he is. Like you're just like, fuck that guy.
I was like, I'm glad they tried to give him a redemption arc and everything, but as far as I'm really concerned, you spent upwards of 20 years abusing your children, and now because you have a scar on your face, you think that's just over? Like, you think because like literally, his son was like, I'd rather fail in life than ever let you think you did anything for me. Like all of his children are like that.
Yeah.
Right. And the most he did, you know what I mean? Like it's not like I get it. Like it's not like he could do anything to fix that. What he did, like in the overnight, I get that it's gonna take a long time, but like he needs to be more than Actually, no, sorry. This is what made me mad. He only is being better because he got what he wanted.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like All Might retired and he became the #1 hero and he was all like, oh, I finally got what I've been searching out.
And it wasn't what it was.
Because he gave up on that dream years ago and he was like, my children are the ones that will live in my stead.
Yeah, I think that was the scene, right? Because the scene was like, yeah, I was trying to become #1, but I just, the gap between me and All Might was just so great each time I saw him. It was impossible.
But like, to be fair, right? Not even to be fair. To be real, it didn't matter what the gap between you and All Might was because at the end of the day,
we're on the same team.
All Might, oh yeah, you're on the same team. 1, 2, the motherfucker All Might is going after is not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's not like there's this whole
yeah.
huge backstory between One for All and All for One, and all of a sudden this quirky fire user is gonna show up and be like, I'm the one who won. No, idiot. What the fuck?
Right.
Like, this was going on before you were even born.
That's like sending like a level 50 fire Pokemon against like a level 100 water Pokemon.
Right.
What are you doing, guys?
Like, you're not.
Come on, man.
This is your fight. You're not here for the smoke.
Stay in the Pokeball. We'll let you know when you can come out.
Right. How about you just accept this EXP share?
Yeah.
and when we get to the Elite Four, you'll be there. We know you'll be there.
You can help us buffer against the fire type, other fire types.
Yeah. You could be like grass type. Yeah, you're in, bro. But like,
I gotta save my Dragonite for the final four or for the champion.
Right.
We're gonna send you after the Charizard. You can go for the Charizards.
you can go ahead and.
This guy's gonna take on Dialga and Deoxys and
Arceus.
And
Mewtwo.
And you can handle Charizard.
Right.
You can handle Growlithe if you want.
Yeah, like maybe even at most like those genie Pokemon. like you send those his way. Like, you know, like
we'll let you be annoyed with the unknowns.
Yeah.
You become Entei, you can fuck with the unknowns. We'll let the other guys handle the real shit.
Right. Like
you try and get your wife and have a life and have this. Do you remember that Pokemon movie? The Entei one?
Yeah, I remember the Entei one, right? Where he's like, I'm a father.
It's so funny. It's so dumb. It's such. I love it because I used to watch it all the time. But the premise is like, this guy is a scientist, and his body gets his mind gets transferred into a Pokemon, and that Pokemon still has the memories of the guy, and that guy has a daughter, and he's taking care of the daughter. Ash knows the daughter because they're childhood friends. Yeah. He goes, I'm about to save this bitch from a goddamn mythical beast, human hybrid bullshit.
I watched that movie and I was so confused the first 2 times I watched it. So I was like, yeah, the fucking what's the name? The Pokemon's name.
Entei?
Entei, right? Like, yeah. Entei's a real noble being. And then I watched it and I listened to what he actually had to say. And I was like, oh, he's a dad? Then I rewatched it again, and then I was like, oh, so the mind and the body. That's a weird thing that happens.
It is. It's funny though, because like, the unknowns, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what, they're unknown.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the whole premise.
Nobody
and that's like the whole,
their deal is.
like this just occurred to me now, I'm like, what if like, because they encompassed like this big spiral tower. It's like, what if whatever encompassed that, like that area that the unknowns encompassed was an unknown field.
Yeah.
So like this Entei having a human mind who has a daughter.
Right.
That's just an unknown for everybody.
No. I think that's fair though, because like the unknowns only show up when shit that's not really supposed to happen. Like fucking.
This is illogical. Just throw some unknowns in that direction.
No, but like also it kind of just makes sense for the whole Pokemon universe, because the weird thing about the Pokemon universe that I don't like about the anime is that, about the cartoon or anime.
Yeah, not the series.
Is that like every single aspect of what real life is has to have a Pokemon tied to it to control it. I don't really like that.
Yeah.
But it just makes sense why the unknowns are a thing, because if you know things, right, and because you know things, like fire was brought to you by Heatran or something.
Yeah,
or like
right.
not Kyogre.
A lot of natural phenomena are occurred by Pokemon.
Right, exactly.
Groudon created the earth. Kyogre created the waters. Rayquaza is the keeper of the sky.
Right.
It's all this
And
bullshit.
then they did that bullshit with Garatina. Right. Oh, you gotta get ready.
Yeah, I gotta get ready soon.
Either way, like they did that bullshit with Garatina, where they were like, yeah, actually, what allows us to exist, all right, is the fact that there's another dimension ruled by Satan himself that just kind of works the same way, but it's different. Like, what? They're like, there's an ice pillar in the other dimension. If the ice pillar breaks, well, guess what? The polar ice caps encompass the planet. What?
I have one that'll top that in terms of unknowns, and we'll end on this because it's pretty. I think it's the biggest plot hole we could ever think of. Pokemon, the whole series is humans capturing Pokemon and using them to battle each other.
Yeah.
For their entertainment and to build
like status symbols and shit like
experience,
that.
And they build a connection with their Pokemon by sending them into dogfights.
Yeah.
The god of the world is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And has created all of this knowingly.
Yeah.
And is okay with it.
You're right.
I'm sending what I am to the earth with things that are not me, and I'm just gonna let them go ham on each other.
Right. Yeah.
As pets.
Yeah. Like Heike, he was like, I am the godly intelligence of all things in this world.
You're talking about Mew?
No, we're talking about Arceus.
I have 1,000 hams.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna let y'all fucking handle it.
He put Mew. I feel like he put Mew there. It was like, by the way, Mew's a dumbass, right? Like Mew's like a dumb Pokemon. Because she just goes like, oh wow, look at you.
That's why Mewtwo was so bad.
No, Mewtwo was an intelligent person with the powers of Mew.
Yeah.
But like,
Mew has that whimsicalness. And it's so funny though, because it's just like, I'm gonna give you guys hope, but I'm gonna give you guys also something else. Confusion.
Yeah.
I'm worse than a Zubat. I give you confusion, but also a good spirit.
Like, also, right, every single time they're like, we need to find a Mew, right? Mew is, it's at that moment, Mew's like, ain't no way you fucking find me. Whenever they're like, we don't need Mew for anything, like, no reason for Mew to be here for any fucking reason, that's when Mew's like, Mew!
I'm here, boys!
Like, what's going on? Like, fucking, also, you know who I don't understand? I don't get why they exist? Jirachi. The fucking eye Pokemon is somebody that makes wishes. Yeah, I was like, what? Shooting stars? What? that's what that's embodying? You know, like, I got Dialga, I got Palkia, right? Also, they don't need all these, like, what else? What is left for there for Arceus to be in charge of, by the way, right? Like everything exists.
He to the point where he was like, I created everything, and to give myself a little break, I'm gonna create a god, a Pokemon god that controls time, and one that controls space.
Time.
Dialga controls time, Palkia controls space.
Yeah.
Kyogre controls the land.
Kyogre controls the sea.
The sea, sorry, yeah.
Groudon creates land.
Yeah.
Right? Rayquaza
Rayquaza
controls the
sky.
Yeah.
Deoxys is some DNA Pokemon, like Azelf and like Mesprit and all that. Like it gets all fucking stupid.
Like literally, he went. So first off, and the most important thing, and then we'll end it here. This is a quick. If you don't understand Pokemon heritage, this is your episode. I'm gonna make Mew, so I can then use Mew's DNA for every single conceivable. Like what?
Yeah.
Like and then I'm gonna have an equal that was technically created after Mew, and he's gonna be Satan. Giratina, right? And then I need another Pokemon to basically be Satan, but in this world, and that's gonna be Darkrai. Like,
yeah, right.
Darkrai.
Are you sleeping? I'm going to. He's Freddy Krueger.
It's the one that kind of looks like a clown, but
yeah. He's straight up Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
For Pokemon.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping? I'm going to enter your dreams and fuck your shit up.
But then here's my thing too. Like, another thing, right? But for death itself, we're just gonna have it be a fucking balloon. Like death itself is a balloon.
Wait, what?
So when you die, your soul becomes a Drifloon. That's what the theory is. Like Drifloons take your soul. That's what they do. Death itself, like the Angels of Death itself, is a fucking Drifloon. The most useless Pokemon I'll ever have.
I feel like I saw all these arcs except for the Arceus one.
Arceus doesn't have an arc. Arceus is only shown in movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I saw the Arceus movie.
I thought, you know what, and we'll end it here. You say what we will about Arceus, say that he's a god and everything, and that apparently he came before Mew, right? But they captured him in a fucking bowl of molten silver, and then said, "I got God, bitches." Like, what? How are you the creator of the universe itself, and yet you let an element in that universe be a Pokeball for you? Like,
I feel like, and again, we keep but and just to add on to this, I feel like Arceus is that god, like idea of God, where it's like everything happens, and at the end of the story goes mysterious things, right? Like, mysterious things, mysterious ways, you know, shit happens, strikes it up.
It was like genuinely, he was like, yeah, he doesn't control space or time. It's just like, he shows up, he goes, you are all beneath me, I am he who reigns above all.
I can just imagine someone going up to me and be like, hey, you made all this? He's like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, it is what it is.
It's like the God we got after the seventh day. Like he did it all, and everybody's like, whoa, this is wild. You want to give us a quick, tutorial rundown? I go, no.
I got
And one rule, don't eat that fucking apple, I swear to God.
handle it.
And begin. Leans back in his chair. Like, what the fuck does Arceus do? He's not keeping the balance. He's not maintaining anything. He literally shows up when people fuck with his other gods.
He's just watching. He's just okay.
They're like, oh shit, someone's about to capture the literal Pokemon that controls all of space. I don't know what that would really do.
Is that a problem for me? Well, they can't really reach me yet, so we'll figure it out when we get there.
And yet.
You know his special power is judgment.
Yeah.
You have slaughtered every Pokemon in the human race. Guess what? Judged. You're being judged. 100 points damage. Yeah, to your morality.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing is like, he's like, just know God doesn't like you. Okay. Oh, fuck. Alright, we'll end it on this note. On this note right here. Okay, right here. He is fucking God, and yet some run-of-the-mill, from the middle of buttfuck nowhere bitch can connect to his mind and control him? God?
Come on, man.
God, literally, not even the girl. The guy who stole the girl's powers was like, now that I have the ability to mentally control Pokemon, I summoned God! And God showed up, and he was like, and he was like, oh no! I'll sit right here while you encase me in metal. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. And yet the other bitch was like, oh, okay, well, I'll summon Palkia and Dialga. And they got their asses handed to them for no reason. Motherfuckers being controlled, and yet he beat them. Like, the fuck? Ah, whatever, man. Arceus, you're basically the equivalent of a Bidoof. And I can say that because guess what? I'm a Christian. I don't give a fuck.
No, wait, hold on. Bidoof got more power than that.
Yeah, right.
He can swim.
He can learn to swim.
He's a HM slave. He's got something.
He can learn things. No, Arceus can't. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Get worked up over Pokemon.
Get worked over, yeah, fuck Pokemon. Man, Ash has been 10 for 20 years. Right?
Hey, he finally won.
Hey, but guess what? Did he really? He doesn't have a job. Where's his money coming from? The fact that fucking Mr. Mime over here putting in work. Giving this motherfucking allowance. I guess
giving him an allowance.
Like, high key.
I'm your new daddy.
Like, what's his mom do? His mom works. His mom stays home all day.
That's what I'm saying.
What's his money coming from? Universal income? I like to think so.
Professor Oak.
His mom's cashing in those OnlyFans checks.
Like, high key, right? Like,
actually, we have a small town, and I'm the professor. I'm single. Your mom doesn't seem to have a husband anymore. Sliding in those DMs, my boy.
Single mom. You
Guess
won't
what?
believe what she does.
I'm no longer professor. You could just call me dad.
Fuck.
Sorry, your mom's calling me daddy.
It was like, hey kid, you wanna have some fun? I got 3 free Pokemon just for you. And go out and.
But don't worry. Go ahead. Run your adventure. I'll let your mom know.
Like,
I'll let her know.
How often, right? Because the only 2 motherfuckers in the world, as far as I'm concerned, that give a fuck about getting badges, and is his boy Gary, right? And him, right? How much you want to bet Professor Oak was like, hey, yo, bitch, I need you to cash in this favor. You know that convention center down by the river? Need you to find 6 motherfuckers. I feel like that's what he did. Nobody else has a badge. Nobody. Everybody else shows up and they're like, oh no, I can't beat this gym leader. He's so strong. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Alright.
Okay.
And on that
We'll have to clown on Pokemon another time.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Maui.
And your boy Waffles.
And this is Couch Surfing. Peace.